Well, hello everyone. We're about to get started here in a couple minutes. We're just getting all the live stream fun set up. Carrie's getting the mom cozy.
Yeah.
We're getting the mom cozy nursing bra.
Yeah, mesh support pumping bra.
Nursing bra.
I would put mom cozy pumping bra.
Okay, here we go. That's the first one.
Yeah, it's really great.
All right, y'all. So Carrie's also going to be talking, not only going through the yoga component thing, she's also going to be talking about different products related to yoga. If you want to see that, you can check it out on Amazon. About to go live on TikTok. But yeah, enjoy the funsies. Carrie, I'll let you kind of pick it in from here. I'm just going to get you set up.
Give me a little stand. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Wait a little bit that way. Yeah, that's probably good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll get
Perfect.
Go live. And then I'm going to have to position this on something. And I'm probably actually not going to be able to keep it plugged in. So that's okay.
That's okay.
Go live. We'll go right here. Or even right here. So, Carrie, I'm going to have you set up over there, here, and then I'll just grab. Yeah, get it, Anna. I see you jumping, working out.
Hopefully you can see this. Yeah, that's pretty good.
You can kind of reposition as necessary.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Let's go play, buddy.
All right, everyone. Got my Rehut pillow. Did you find this Rehut pillow?
But no, I found it like I found other ones like it, but not that brand. So you can just like talk about the value.
Yeah, so for our live today, I thought I might do some yoga. I'm 8 months postpartum. I taught yoga since I was 2 weeks postpartum this time around. I also taught yoga all through both pregnancies, with my last one a few years ago and this one. And I kind of want to talk about some of the products that I use that help me postpartum, especially with keeping up with my yoga practice and for teaching. First is my favorite pillow in the world. I actually don't think you can find this particular brand on Amazon anymore, but it's Rehut, Reehut. However, there are tons of pillows like it that have the buckwheat groats inside, so you can kind of like squish around and you could take them out and make the pillow less fluffy if you want. I use them for meditation on top of my zabuton, and I use them for yoga, mostly for breathing support. So the most important part for me for my yoga practice is just to have a nice tall spine, which this helps with, and it helps keeping my legs comfy. And it allows for me to breathe with my diaphragm and abdomen. So even though it seems like kind of an inconsequential thing, it's something I highly recommend that you invest in. I'm actually just going to close this window here so that we're not completely blinded by the sun coming in. This afternoon we got a little curtain filter. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So the Rehut pillow. And then the second thing I'm going to talk about is my Jade yoga mat. Now, there's tons of yoga mats I have. I actually have Gaia yoga mats up here, Jade, and a couple other brands that I got years ago. But those are my two favorite, is the Gaia and the Jade. The Jade in particular, hi Misha, is my favorite because it's really been the best for me as far as non-slip is concerned. I like that it's made out of rubber, and it just helps with like, the more Ashtanga styles and not slipping and sliding around. I also appreciate that the company Jade Yoga plants a tree for every mat purchase. So they also give back to the community in other ways. They support, they have like an autism donation that they do, I think once a year, where they release a special mat for autism and they donate a percentage of the sales. So it's just a really cool company, long story short. So Jade Yoga, Jade, is my favorite yoga mat that I have used. This is probably my 5th yoga one. They last me about a year because I am practicing multiple times a day and no mat lasts forever. But yeah, and then I have my sweats on. It's winter time here, January, obviously in North Carolina, pretty cold up here in the mountains. And just some tank tops, and then my mom cozy bra. So this is my pumping and nursing bra. It's really great, and I wanted particularly to tag this and show you guys because this bra, I swear, works in every setting. It works for casual wear. It works for sports, like a sports bra. Now, I have, double D boobs, so I'm not going to be running outside with this bra, but for postpartum yoga and like light workouts, this bra has been great. And it also works for pumping milk. So I pretty much just wear this bra all the time. I should probably get a couple others because it's definitely seen some love in the less than a year that I've had it. But that's the Mom Cozy brand. So all right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm probably gonna do like a 30 or 45-minute practice today, and you guys can join along with me. So I'm gonna start in a comfortable seated position with my my rehead cushion. And we're just going to close our eyes, relax our arms down. And I want you all to think about planting your sits bones into the ground, reaching the crown of your head up towards the ceiling and kind of allowing your shoulders to relax back and down. We're just going to focus on the breath, kind of tune into the natural rhythm of our breath. We're doing this in the middle of the day. We got a couple kids, so you're going to hear various noises, dog noises, kid noises, but that's kind of part of the practice, right? If you're a busy mom, busy dad, you still got to get your yoga in midday, keep your sanity and stay grounded. So once we're nice and tuned into the breath and we have that nice posture, planting our sits bones into the ground and reaching the crown of the head up, I want you to just gently open your eyes and take a big inhale as you press your arms out to the side like you're pressing away two walls. And you're going to retain the breath and flex the palms up and down. Then as you exhale, I want you to bring your hands back to a prayer position, heart center. We'll do that again. Inhale, stretching the arms out, nice and wide. Then we're going to retain the breath, flex the palms up and down. And exhale into prayer. Good. For the next inhale, we're going to interlace the fingers and inhale as we press the palms up to the ceiling. And retain the breath, draping our arms over the head and to the left, pressing our chest out to the right. And exhale as we hold it here. We're going to inhale up again, reaching the palms up. Retain the breath, drape the arms to the right, pressing the chest out to the left. And holding this position with an exhale. Now we're going to inhale, reach our arms up as high as we can, really press those palms to the ceiling. And with the exhale, you're going to bring your hands behind your head and start to kind of roll your shoulders here, making circular motions with the elbows, making sure that you're pulling them apart and looking up instead of crowding yourself down, and just breathing deeply. You can reverse the motion too if that feels good. And then we're going to bring the palms down. I want to focus a little bit on the breath here. So I'm going to have you guys place your right hand on your belly with your index finger right over your navel and your left hand on your chest. And we're just going to exhale here with our nice tall posture using the abdomen. And as you inhale, you're slowly going to push the belly forward, expanding. As you exhale, gently pull the belly back towards the spine, keeping a nice slow rhythm. And as you inhale, gently press the belly forward. Good. Exhale together, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, belly pushes forward, 3, 4. Again, exhaling, belly goes back. Inhaling, belly pushes forward. Beautiful. Exhale one more time, belly goes back. We want to keep this nice slow rhythm, set the pace. Inhale forward. Good. And exhale, relax. Now you can take the pillow out of the way here. We're going to stretch our legs out nice and long. I'm going to turn to my side for this one. Hopefully the TikTok can still see. I think it should be fine. And we're going to take a big inhale, sitting up nice and tall. I want you to keep your ankles together and pull your toes in towards your chest. So you have a nice little active stretch going on the back side of the legs. As you exhale, you're just going to gently bend forward till you feel that little stretch in your lower back. You don't want to go too far here. You shouldn't be in any pain or wincing. And with your inhale, you're slowly going to come back up. So again, inhaling with the abdomen and exhaling, pulling that belly back to spine, coming back down towards the feet just as far as feels comfortable. Little stretch in the lower back. And inhale, slowly coming back up. Good. We'll do that again. Exhaling down. And with the next inhale, we're going to come about halfway up to like the knee area. And as you exhale now, come down as far as you comfortably can without feeling pain. And I want you to tuck your chin into your chest and just hold here, focusing on the breath. Keeping those toes pulled in towards the chest. We're just relaxing the back and the upper body, allowing our breath to open up space in the lower spine. You want to feel your belly pressing out against your thighs with each inhale and pull your belly back for each exhale. Now with each exhale, you might feel like you can go a little bit further as that space opens up, and if not, that's okay too. Good. With the next inhale, we'll slowly come back up. And with an exhale, we're going to tuck our left foot into our right knee or thigh area, whatever feels good. As you exhale, you're slowly going to go down. And with the inhale, we'll slowly come back up. Again, being mindful to not go so far that you feel any pain or discomfort. Exhale down. And inhale up. Nice slow movements, nice slow breath. Exhaling down. With the next inhale, we'll come up about halfway. And exhaling down as far as you comfortably can. Again, tucking your chin to your chest here, holding in the down position, keeping those feet pulled in, toes pulled into the chest, keeping the upper body nice and relaxed and the breath nice and long. Really looking for that expansion in the lower back, so you can lower down with each exhale if it feels okay. And if not, that's fine. With our next inhale, we'll slowly come back up. And exhale as we trade the legs out, tucking the opposite foot into the knee or thigh. Try to do the same position you had on the opposite side. Take a big inhale, sitting up tall at the top. And as you exhale, slowly lower down. And inhale, slowly come back up. Good. Exhaling down. And inhaling up. Exhale. This time we're going to inhale up about halfway. And on the exhale, you're going to come down as far as you comfortably can, tucking the chin to the chest and holding in this down position. Keeping the upper body relaxed, toes are pulled in towards the chest, and we're just focusing on the breath. Belly moving in and out as we inhale and exhale. Inhale, we'll slowly come up. Good. And exhale, I want you to bring both legs out now. Keeping the ankles together, you can keep the feet relaxed. Place your hands about a foot behind your back with your fingers facing forward towards your feet. Take a big inhale in this position. Then as you exhale, you're going to raise the hips up and roll your head back. With an inhale, we'll gently bring the hips back down. And exhale, relaxing the body, folding forward. Good. Inhale, we're coming back up to the seated position. Fingers facing towards the toes. Exhale, hips come up, head comes back. And inhale, hips come down. Exhale, relaxing and folding forward. Let's do one more of those. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, hips come up. Head goes back. Exhale, hips come down. And inhale, hips down. Exhale, relaxing, folding forward. Good. We're going to inhale, coming back up. And I like to go right to standing. I think my head might get cut off in some of these, but that's all right because you'll still be able to see what we're doing. Let's move a little bit up maybe. Just for this part. We'll angle these slightly up. So we're going to do a little bit of balance work. So for my balance work, I'm going to start by getting centered. So I'm going to keep my feet together. going to tuck my tailbone under, reach the crown of my head up towards the ceiling, and relax my shoulders back and down. I'm going to bring my hands into a prayer position so that I'm nice and centered. And I like to kind of focus my eyes on a spot, maybe 6 or 8 feet in front of my mat, so that I can maintain better balance. So keep focused on that spot. We're going to shift our weight over to the right foot without lifting the left and take a couple deep breaths. Good. Now on the inhale, I want you to just raise your left foot out in front and flex it a little bit so you can see in the camera. I just have my foot flexed and up. Doesn't really matter how high or low you go. You can go really low to the ground, and you can even touch down if you feel off balance. When you're first starting out, it's really important to build foot strength and create awareness of the breath. But of course, the higher you go, the more challenging it'll be for the abs and your stabilizer muscles. Good. So now with the next inhale, we're going to shift that foot over to the left, tilting the upper body right. I want you to be mindful of keeping a straight line between the crown of your head and your foot. And again, it doesn't really matter how high or low you go. You can stay low to the ground. You just want to make sure that angle looks good between the head and the crown of the foot. Obviously, the higher you go, the more challenging it'll be. And we're just, again, focusing on the breath here, trying to keep that right leg relaxed. Breathing and stretching. Good. This is really great for postpartum moms, by the way. Anything that has to do with balance is going to help you in every part of life as a mom. Then with the next inhale, we're going to actually bring the foot back behind. Now I've got this couch as an obstruction, so my foot's going to be quite high, but it's the same rules apply. You can actually keep your foot pretty low to the ground. We're just being mindful of that straight line between the crown of the head and the heel, pressing the heel out, keeping the right leg that's stabilizing, relaxed, and breathing. You can bring up the challenge a bit by extending the arms forward, or you can keep them centered in prayer at heart center. Good. And bring that leg down. We'll take a minute to kind of shake everything out. If you're not used to doing this, you might feel some pain in the feet. Again, we're working on building that foot strength up. And then we're going to pop over to the other side. So I'll move slightly off center so TikTok can still see. Again, prayer, heart center, feet in together, tailbone tucked under, crown of the head reaching up, and shoulders back and down. We're going to shift the weight over to the left foot without lifting the right. Find a nice spot that you can focus on the floor to help maintain your balance, and just focus on a couple deep breaths at first with shifting this weight. And then with an inhale, you're going to raise that right foot up, flexing it if you can. I'll probably try to go about as high as I did before, so we'll stay here. But any height is fine. We're just being conscientious of keeping the spine nice and tall, the breath nice and deep, and that left foot and leg as relaxed as possible. Beautiful. Now we're going to shift that leg over to the right, tilting the upper body left to keep a straight line between the heel and the crown of the head. Really stretching the heel out, focusing on the breath, keeping the left stabilizing leg as relaxed as possible. Even if you just get in the beginning intro yoga part and this balance part and nothing else, you're still doing great work for your body, your core, your stabilizer muscles, your sense of groundedness. Good. We'll now inhale and shift that foot behind. Again, you don't need to be going this high. I just have the couch, so I have to go this higher. Focusing on the breath. If you want to add that extra challenge in, you can reach the arms forward as well, pushing the heel back, or else you can stay in prayer heart center. Breathing deeply. Good. And bring that foot down. Take a moment to kind of shake it out, shake everything out. A couple of things we're going to do. Standing, just want to do a classic warrior pose. So you guys are probably pretty familiar with this, but you're going to come towards the front of your mat. Step one leg back about 3 or 4 feet. And you're going to bend your knee on the front leg so that your knee falls in between your big toe and your second toe. The back leg stays straight. And I'm going to have you bring your elbow down to your knee and keep the back hand on your hip, kind of in between where the hip and the thigh bone are. Take an inhale here. Then as you exhale, you're just going to lower your hips down and drive your knee forward. Then I want you to glance down and look and make sure that your knee isn't too far over your ankle. You want your knee and your ankle in one straight line. So you're just going to widen your stance if you notice that your knee is jutting out over your foot. With the next inhale, we'll go ahead and lift the hips, coming back up. And exhale, lowering down again, driving the knee forward, keeping that back leg nice and straight. Again, inhale, lifting. And exhale, lowering down. Now we're going to hold in this down position. And you're just going to lift the upper body up and send the arms away, looking over the knee and the hand in front. You want to try to keep your arms as straight as possible. So a lot of times we're going like this, we're going like this. Really focus on pulling the arms away and keeping those arms nice and straight. Using your head and neck to look over your middle finger and focusing on the breath. Also, you can glance down and make sure your knee isn't pointing in or out. You want it, again, right between that big toe and the second toe. Beautiful. And with an inhale, we're just going to come up, and then we're just going to switch sides. You just swap those feet. Now bring your elbow down to your knee, hand on the crook of the hip and thigh. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, lower the hips, drive the knee forward. And again, you may not be equally flexible on both sides, so sometimes you got to widen your stance a little bit more on one side compared to the other. With an inhale, we're going to lift the hips. And exhale, lower them down. Good. Inhale, lifting, back leg stays straight. Exhale, lowering down. And that back foot is turned out to about 90 degrees, or maybe 45 or 90, somewhere in there. Inhale, lift one more time. And exhale, lower down and hold. The next time you lift, just lift the upper body up. Send those arms away. Again, looking over that middle finger. Glancing down to make sure your knee is in line with your big toe and second toe. Back leg is straight. We're breathing deeply. Think tall spine, tucking that tailbone under. It's a really nice, strong position. In the wintertime, I think it's so important to do yoga poses that help ground you. All of these balancing and strong standing positions are very grounding. Beautiful. And we'll inhale and lift. Then I'm going to have you face both feet forward. And as you exhale, just kind of gently fall down so that you're coming towards the floor. You can keep your hands on your knees, your ankles, or the floor, whatever feels best. We're just going to kind of shake it out here, shaking out our head and neck so that we're allowing our spine to decompress. Breathing, getting this little stretch in, but keeping it nice and gentle and playful. And once you feel loose and comfortable towards the ground, I'm going to have you walk over to one side. Get a little side stretch in there. Feels really good on the side body. And take an inhale and walk on over to the opposite side, getting that nice side body stretch and back leg stretch on this side. Breathing deeply.
Come this round. Let mommy do a yoga thing.
Good. Now we're going to inhale, come back to center, and you can bend your knees or keep them straight. It doesn't really matter. But as you inhale, I just want you to kind of slowly roll up, thinking of rolling one vertebra at a time as you come to standing, and then doing a couple big shoulder rolls at the top, just to reset and start to open the chest a little. Beautiful. I like to just do a few of those, and we're going to heel toe back in towards the center. We have one more standing pose and we'll go to the ground. This is called horse pose. You don't really see it a lot, but I really like it, especially for protection of the knees, which you need all the time with kids, by the way. So I'm going to have you stand a little wider than shoulder width apart. You're going to bring your hands into a prayer heart center here. And all you're going to do is just bend the knees. But the most important thing is to keep the spine tall. So normally we're told to squat and go back like this so that our knees don't fall over our feet. But I purposefully want your knees to go well over your feet here. And I want you to focus on keeping a nice, tall, straight back and spine. We're just going to focus on the breath. You should have maybe 3 or 4 inches of a drop. The lower you go, the harder it is, but I wouldn't exceed like 8 inches. Good. Now we're going to inhale, come up, and then I just want you to do one big heel toe to come out so that you have now a wider stance. And we're going to do the same thing. Exhaling, coming down, maybe 4 to 6 inches, keeping a nice, tall, straight spine, allowing your knees to jet out over your feet, and focusing on the breath. I'm going to take this time to tell you guys how much I appreciate this little sweatpant tracksuit thing I have going on. It's the first one I've gotten, and I just really like for the winter time doing yoga, having sweatpants on. I know it's, traditionally people are wearing yoga pants, but I like the extra added warmth even inside. And then I can pop the top on this guy here if we need to go out, and I'm fully ready for winter time. I just keep this on underneath. And we're going to come on up. Now I want you to take your toes and point them in. So you're kind of like pigeon-toed. I know you guys can't really see here. Let's scoot that down. So we have our wide stance, and I just want you to point your toes in like this, and then we're going to do the same thing coming down. So this is a really kind of awkward stance, but again, it's a knee strengthener. For anybody who's torn their ligaments around their knees, you know how important it is to keep the knees and all the connective tissue strong down there. Breathing, keeping our spine tall. Your thighs might be burning a little bit here. Focus on the breath. You can pretty much stay in this pose for, a good like 8 to 12 breath counts, nice and slow breaths if you want to build muscle in this position as well. Nice little isometric exercise. Good, and we'll come up, shake everything out. I'm going to point these cameras back down because we are going down to the mat. Good. All right, we're pretty much back there. Yeah, TikTok, that's as good as it's going to get. All right, so we're going to come down to the mat now into a nice bridge, just on all fours here. We're going to find the hips right over the knees and the shoulders right over the wrists. We'll work through some cat-cows. So as you inhale, you're going to lower the chest, raise the head up. And exhale, press the chest up and allow the head to fall forward. Really pushing out, expanding those shoulder blades in the back. Inhale, chest goes down, head goes up into cow. And exhale, pressing up towards the ceiling, allowing the head to fall forward into cat. Good, we'll do 2 more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And last one, inhale, cow. Good, exhale, cat. Good, now we're going to come to neutral spine. I'm just going to switch sides so I'm feeling a little claustrophobic with the diaper changing station here. Hopefully you guys can still see everything okay. Back up a little bit for TikTok. Oh, nope. See if that's going to work. That should work. We'll face you guys a little bit further up here so you can kind of see the whole thing. That's close enough. All right. So next we're going to work a little bit on hip mobility. So I want you guys to bring one leg forward, coming into a lunge position on one side. Make sure your knee is right over your ankle so everything is nice and aligned here. And we're just going to find an exhale, and I want you to just move your hips a little from side to side, opening up that hip flexor on the one side. And with an inhale, you're going to pull your hips back and stretch the hamstring on the opposite leg. So we'll do that dynamically. Exhale, coming forward, moving side to side. With the hips, kind of like a half moon shape. And inhale, coming back, stretching that hamstring. Good. Exhaling forward. Let's do one more. And inhaling back. Beautiful. The next time you come forward, place all of the weight in the front leg or and the arm that's outside of that foot, or excuse me, inside of that foot. And then you're going to bring the other arm up to the inside of the knee, if you guys can see here. With an exhale, I just want you to push your knee out to the side. And with an inhale, bring it back to center. So I've got my left leg forward and I've got my left hand pushing my left leg out to the left, and I got all of my weight on this right hand here. Make sure you're not sinking into your shoulder, so you're pressing up, keeping everything nice and supported. Inhale, coming back in with the leg. And exhale, sending it out to the side, really opening that hip. We'll do one more of those. Inhale, coming center. And exhale, opening out. Good. The next time you inhale and come center, you're going to place the hand now on the outside of the knee and press it in towards the chest. And inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, bringing the knee in towards the chest. And inhale, center. Exhaling in. Inhale, center. We'll do one more. Exhale, press it in. And inhale, center. Good. Now we're just going to switch sides. So I have my left leg forward. Now I'm bringing my right leg forward. Again, making sure that my knee and my ankle are in one nice, like, straight line. With an exhale, we're going to gently move those hips from side to side, loosening up the hip flexor on the extended leg. And with an inhale, we'll pull those hips back and stretch that hamstring on the opposite leg. Do a few of those, exhaling forward, moving side to side. This feels really good. This is like one of my favorite things to do first thing in the morning when your hips and your legs are super tight. Inhale, coming back. Or right before lunch or right before dinner. Those are great times to do yoga. Exhaling forward, side to side. Last one. Inhale, bring it back. Good. The next time we're forward, place all of the weight into the opposite hand. Bring your same hand, same leg on the inside. With an exhale, you're going to gently press it out to the side, opening that hip. And inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, opening out. This feels really good on the hips. And inhale, bring it center. Again, make sure you're not sinking in that opposite shoulder. We're pressing up and supporting. Exhale out. Inhale in. Last one. Exhale out. And inhale, coming in. Beautiful. Now we're going to place the hand on the outside of the knee, and as we exhale, push it in towards the chest. And inhale, come center. Exhale, pressing in. Inhale, center. Exhale in. Inhale out. And last one. Exhale, press it in. Inhale, release. Good. We'll bring both legs back. I like to take a moment in between. I'm about to do a plank series. I just kind of sit back on my heels so that my sits bones are right behind my heels, and place my hands on my lap and just take a moment to close my eyes, kind of reset everything before I bring up the energy in with plank. It's a little bit more isometric strength building. I've been pretty out of season. I stopped teaching at the end of October. My season runs from April to October, so I'm really just doing home practice here and there, and now we're going to be doing lives for yoga so that I can stay on track and you guys can stay on track. So we'll come to a nice sturdy plank here for the next series. Now you can do all of these on your knees as well. So the moves look exactly the same except for you're on your knees. You just want to make sure you keep your core nice and tight. You're going to use your toes in this first part. So we're going to inhale and shift forward using our toes. So then we're shifting over our wrists, and exhale, shifting back. Nice little calf stretch going here as well. Inhale, shifting forward, and exhale, shifting back. Good. Let's do two more. Inhale forward. Exhale back. And last one. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale back. Now you can take a break in between and put your knees down, take a deep breath, whatever you need. But I'm just going to move right on to the next thing. So we're going to open our feet nice and wide, about mat width wide for this one. You're going to plant your right hand down, and you're going to inhale and open up to your left, looking up to your left hand, and just focusing on breath, making sure you're not sinking in that shoulder, breathing, trying to keep the body in one straight line. Good. Now with an exhale, we'll bring that left hand down and open right up to the right side. If you're on your knees, by the way, it's the inside knee that's down and the outside leg is extended. Breathing, looking up to the hand. Nice and strong in that bottom arm, not sinking into that shoulder. And exhale, lower it down. Now you can take a break here if you need, but I'm going to go right in. We're going to bring our feet back to regular plank position. Shift forward over the wrists and then slowly lower down, keeping the elbows nice and tight to the body, and then hovering about an inch or two off the floor and holding here as long as you can, breathing. And relaxing. I like to do at least like 4 breaths there, but you might have to work your way up to it. And we're going to bring our forehead to the floor. I want you to tuck your pubic bone down to the floor. Make sure your elbows are hugged in tight to the body and your hands are on either side of your chest. And you're just going to inhale, rolling your head and neck up and back into like a baby cobra. Making sure the shoulders are backing down, making sure the breath is long. Being nice and gentle. The core is tight here. Backside is engaged. And with each inhale, you can press yourself up a little bit further, putting more weight into the hands, making sure to keep the elbows in, head and neck up and back, chest open, and breath nice and deep. And with an exhale, we'll slowly come down, and you're going to make a pillow with your hands, roll to one side, and take a little nap. I want you to just conscientiously relax all the backside posterior chain muscles here. We're really just napping, relaxing everything for a few breaths. Now with the next inhale, I'm going to have you bring your hands behind your back into a clasp. And you're going to pull your hands down to your feet so that your chest kind of pops up. You're going to bring your feet together and raise those as well. And make sure to try to keep your hands off of your butt. So you're keeping your hands up, your head and neck is relaxed, your forehead and face are relaxed. Head and neck is sturdy in line with the spine. Core is tight, posterior chain is activated. Focusing on nice deep breaths here. Good. Keeping those legs together as they're raised. Everything on your backside should be lighting up right now. And exhale, relax it down. Make another pillow with your hands, and now roll your head to the opposite side as you did last time. We're going to take another little nap. Again, consciously relaxing all those posterior chain muscles, letting everything get a rest. Good. Just a few more things for you guys. And we're going to bring our hands alongside our chest. And we're going to inhale, rolling up through cobra and pushing up to down dog. Once you're in your down dog, you can kind of walk it out a little bit, opening up the backside of the legs and the calves, breathing deeply. Make sure you're pressing through the hands and shoulders the entire time. Just warming up. Once you feel like you have a nice little stretch going on the backside of the legs and everything feels hot, I want you to try to bring your feet as close together as you can. And with an inhale, you're going to press up high on the toes. And as you exhale, you're going to gently bring the heels down towards the floor as far as you comfortably can. We're going to inhale again, coming up high on the toes, pressing through the hands and shoulders. And exhale, bringing those heels down towards the floor. Good. You hear those crackle and pops. That's good. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, high up on the toes. And exhale, heels come down towards the floor. Pressing through the hands and shoulders. Great. Inhale, high up on the toes last time. And this time as you exhale, you're gently going to bring your knees wide down to the mat and push back into child's pose. Bring your forehead all the way to the mat. Allow your arms to stretch up nice and long. Big toes coming to touch in the back. And we're just breathing here. Resetting, recentering. Good. Now with an inhale, I'm going to have you guys come up and thread one arm underneath the other to just give your shoulder a little extra love. Do that for a few breaths. We're just going to do the same thing opposite side. Threading the opposite arm underneath and relaxing for a moment. Good. Inhale, coming up now. I'm just going to do 2 more moves, quick spinal twists here that feel really nice at the end of all this stuff. So I'll start. I think this should be a decent enough view where you guys will all be able to see. Excuse me. We're going to cross our left foot over our right knee. Then as you inhale, you're going to hug your knee in tightly to your chest. Use the crook of the right elbow to wrap around that left knee, and the left hand is going to prop you up nice and tall in the back. With an exhale, you're going to rotate to the left, using your head and neck to lead and allowing your body to follow. Make sure to keep the spine tall and the breath nice and long in the abdomen. With an inhale, we're going to slowly unwind and then just switch sides. Now the right leg crosses over the left. Inhale, hugging it nice and tightly. Now left elbow wraps around the right knee. Right hand comes up tall in the back. As you exhale, you're just going to twist. Breathing in with the belly. Think about sitting tall on your inhales and think about twisting deeper on your exhales, as long as it feels okay. Good. With an inhale, we're going to gently unwind now. We're going to go into a little easy pose for our last move. Just want you to cross your legs, take an inhale, sit up nice and high. And as you exhale, you're going to walk your hands down so that you kind of fold yourself over your legs. And then the goal is to get your forehead to the mat, but however far you can go is fine. Just focus on nice deep breaths. With an inhale, you're slowly going to press yourself up. And then I want you to just switch the legs. So whichever leg was in front, now put it behind. And we're going to do the same thing. Inhale, sitting up tall. Exhale, walking yourself down and folding over those crossed legs. Breathing deeply, kind of like a child's pose. The forehead comes to the floor if it feels comfortable. Arms extended long. Breath in the belly. Good. With the next inhale, we'll come on up. And then as we exhale, we're going to come all the way back into Shavasana corpse pose. Just lying so that your feet are a little wider than your hips and relaxed. Your palms are alongside your body face up. Or excuse me, arms alongside the body with the palms face up. And we're just going to kind of allow the breath to come and go here. see how much time I have. I don't have much time to guide you guys through Shavasana, so I'm going to let you self-guide. One of the easy things I like to do in Shavasana to wind down is a breath body scan. So on your inhales, you're just going to scan your body, starting from your head and slowly working your way down with each inhale. So for instance, for my first inhale, I'm just scanning the top of my head to like my ears. And if I find any tension on that inhale, as I exhale, I consciously release the tension in that area that I found. And on my following inhale, I might do the same area a second time if I do feel there's a lot of tension. And then with another inhale, I'll start to move my way down. So for my third inhale, I might scan from my ears to my chin. And as I exhale, I release any tension I find. And like that, you'll slowly work all the way from the top of your head down to your feet, doing one compartment at a time, scanning for tension on the inhale, and exhaling and releasing any tension you find. Almost like a Vipassana Shavasana, if you do Vipassana meditation. So we'll just kind of work like that together for a few moments here, inhaling, scanning for tension in one part of the body, and exhaling, releasing any tension you find in that part of the body. You should kind of slowly start to feel like you're melting into your mat, which is an amazing thing. Also, try not to forget to consciously relax your tongue and your jaw. Those are two really important parts to relax. Most of us hold tension in our face and our tongue and our jaw. So make sure not to miss that part of the scan. Just breathing and consciously relaxing with our exhales. I'm going to have us all take a big inhale together and exhale slowly. I like to kind of wiggle my fingers and my toes, especially if I stay in Shavasana for a long period of time. And then with another inhale, I stretch my legs long and my arms tall. And then I exhale, rolling over to my right side. Take a moment to kind of pause. And with an inhale, I'll press myself up into seated position, sitting in easy pose, similar to when I started. And if you have time, you can do more here with this nice tall spine, doing relaxing eye meditation. I'll go through that with y'all on separate days if you're in more of a tension state and you want to relax more than work. But for now, we're just going to close our eyes and close the practice. With a nice tall spine, I'll have you inhale and reach your arms overhead into prayer. And exhale, pull those hands down to heart center. And I'll just sing us a little Om and Shanti. Om. 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Peace, Peace. Om Shanti, everybody. Hope you're having a great Tuesday, and that was a nice little break in your day. I'll be back for more yoga, probably Mondays and Tuesdays. I don't know, whenever Michael wants me to be on. I am a 500 RYT yoga teacher. I do this for a living, even though you guys don't see me much. You want to say hi, Anna? And Anna and Misha are coming to say bye too.
Oh yeah.
All right. And
Oh
Baby
yeah.
Hope and Michael.
Oh yeah.
Baby Hope. All right. Anna, I see you
All right.
the carpet.
All right, we'll see you later. Later, y'all.